Hi, how are you? How are you guys doing? Jenny Satori here, and welcome to Jenny Satori Healing. I just wanted to say hello and touch base with you and let you know that you have been in my heart and my mind for this entire time. I know that it's not been easy for any of us. So much to take on and think about, and again, there's not a lot to say to console any of you, but I see that people are making do and doing what they can and helping one another, checking on one another, and I think that's very, very beautiful. As for me, I've been rather busy lately, and I'm, my heart is definitely with you, but at the same time, my mundane life, my regular daytime gig kind of demands me to be there for it right now. And my husband and I own a business, and our business is considered essential, so therefore we have to continue to run it. And it's been quite trying, let's put it that way. So I just want you to know that I've been thinking of you, all of you, and trying to think of something I can do further to help. And I find that the energy work that I do is near and dear to my heart. It fulfills me, and it's important that what we all do fulfills us. If we're doing something, just to please others, or to prove a point, or to prove something to others, or whatever it might be, you might find yourself very empty. And the reason I bring this up now is because I think most people do have a lot of extra time out there, and they are looking for things to do, and it's great. Do things, do them, but I want to say do them with passion. Do things of your own personal passion, your enthusiasm. What are you enthused about? Okay? Don't just play parcheesi to fill the time, guys. All right, if you have to, because you need to keep your mind whatever, I'm not trying to criticize anything you do. What I am trying to say is, let's be purposeful in this time. We are being kind of led by the hand. Here's what you need to do. You need to stay home. You need to do this. You need to do that. Please sit within yourself. Sit inside yourself. What does your heart need to do? What is it that you've been putting off that you haven't done? Is it a book that you've been meaning to write? Is it offering services to people? So many people out there are so wonderfully gifted, and where are they? They're afraid to dip their toe in the water, and they're just not present for us, and we need all of you guys. We really need you all right now. And so that was an interesting little tangent there. And I find that A lot of times I have like a quick idea of what I want to say when I do these videos, but it's really up to spirit. I'm just fine with that, and I hope you are too. So, um, oh, thank you. Oh, coffee. Anyway, um, about this virus and what I think it is. You know, in shamanism, shamans believe that a virus is caused by a thought form. I also happen to believe that that's the truth here. And if you know me from other videos and talks and all the stuff I've done through all over the years on the internet and personally, if you know me, I've done all this my entire life, you know. And as an aside, and here we go again, as an aside, you know, I used to do all these reading shows, and I used to do, you know, have all these clients, you know, for psychic readings and so on. And let me tell you, that totally never fulfilled me. It was like I felt empty. I didn't feel like I was doing enough to help my clients, you know, because I felt very torn because they were looking to me for answers. And I wanted to give them that answers, but I also wanted to give them something that they could give themselves so they don't need people like me, you know? And it just became like a parlor trick, a game to me. Some people are very fulfilled. I would say especially mediums, honest, good ones, yeah? But for me personally, it wasn't for me. In that regard, like I didn't feel like I was serving as well as I could have. And so near and dear to my heart is healing. And that's why I'm here pursuing it, you know? And that's what I choose to do with my time during this heck of a thought form. Okay? Sorry about that. So with all that being said, I think you know that with thought forms, what they are is just created by thoughts, right? By definition, that term is something created by thoughts and emotions, you know? And so in shamanism, like I said, they believe that illnesses are created by thought forms. And in this respect, it's a huge, huge thought form created by the collective conscious. Now, please make no mistake here. There is no, it's not about blame, okay? It's not about blame. This is about what happens when everybody starts thinking these quote-unquote negative thoughts, okay? All this anger, all this fear, and so on, starts with a little speck. And it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And here you have this huge sort of energetic entity, yeah? And there it is. There's a virus, or there's a natural disaster. You know, many of us, I believe, we had warning signs. You know, me in particular, I live in the Adirondacks, in New York. And of all things, we had an earthquake I would say, like a week before all this happened, and I was like, holy smokes, guys, holy smokes, you know. I knew something was up. And the thing is, I think a lot of light leaders, white lighters, however you want to call it, I consider myself a light leader, thank you very much. But you can call yourself anything. It's about what you do to back up what you say you are that matters, by the way. But I think there has been a lot of people coming forward lately, you know, in the spiritual community, myself included, who came forward and they really didn't know why. I can't give you an exact answer. I have different ideas, but my answer was because of the state of the world. And that was before the state of the world was what it is now, you know? So there's so many levels and so many elements of, there's so many layers as to what's going on here. In my opinion, it's like we have this element of, we're supposed to, all of us, each one of us are supposed to be alive on this earth during these epic times. I think there's a destiny part, and then there's obviously what I believe, the collective conscious part. And then there's just, you know, as a result part, you know, and this is what a lot of people are talking about, that we are slowing down. I know that I said that when this first happened, you know, it's an opportunity, and I kind of urged everyone, take this opportunity to know you again, to know others again on a more intimate level. That's the as a result, you know, and I think that is in fact what we need. So you understand, there's, in my opinion, in my view, there's quite a lot of layers here, and I don't think there's just one particular answer that's true, if that makes sense. So, but getting back to the idea of the thought form that causes viruses, illnesses like the one we're seeing, you know, it's not about blame. It's more or less about cause and effect. I believe that that's all there is. I don't believe in karma, whereas you are punished for doing A, B, or C. I believe that you're responsible for your actions in regards to the idea that for every action there's a reaction, and that's all. There's nobody or no presence or force of energy that wants to, you know, purposely punish you or I for anything that we say or do or think. I just think that some things just are, and some things just are created by lots of people thinking lots of negative things. You know, I have always found that, and I did a show on sort of this manifestation type idea, which is that all thoughts are things, all emotions potentially can become things, but there's certain emotions, in my opinion, that are a lot more dense and a lot more heavy than, let's say, laughter. How much does laughter weigh energetically? I'd imagine that that's a lot like helium flying up. You understand? You get it, right? Very cool. But these heavy, heavy thoughts that have been going on, and so many tragedies have happened, tragedy after tragedy, the fires in Australia, all the animals, and breaks your heart, yeah? Well, then there's this other part where people are angry because a lot of people, when they have anxiety, when they have fear, it comes out in different ways. It comes out. I've seen people just totally enraged, and it was because of panic and anxiety. And on the surface, it looks like they're just an angry, mean person, but yet they are just struggling with anxiety. So, that's neither here nor there, but it regardless of where the anger comes from or why, it does create these large thought forms. It does add to the collective conscious, and it starts with this little speck, and you keep adding to it and adding to it and adding to it and adding to it, and like I said, there it is. So what do we do? What can we do now that that's here? Let's say you agree with me about this being a manifestation as a result of the collective conscious believing, or rather sending all this anxiety and fear and anger and so on. Let's say you agree with me. What do we do about it? Well, we can stop feeding it. Yeah? In shamanism, it's believed that when we send out negative thoughts towards others, that it's actually like a dagger being thrown at them. That there is actually a thing that's created, I also believe that, and I think that we've gotten to the point in society where we are so quick to just blah 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 blah. Yeah, but it's like that son of that da 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 da. We do it, and we don't realize the impact we have on the entire collective conscious, and that's what we can do. I don't know, one person can sit there, including myself, by the way, can sit there and just wipe this all out and say, done, we're all good. I've healed the entire earth. But we can do it one person at a time. My mother used to always say, keep your nose clean. Yeah? Right? And that meant you take care of you. You clean your own side of the road, yeah? And that's what I'm asking everybody to do here. If you're watching and you want to clear up what's been created, then watch what you're sending out there. Okay? And I know it's very difficult during these trying times to curb ourselves. We curb our dogs, but we need to curb ourselves. So if something happens where you lash out or whatever, don't be hard on yourself. It's okay. We're only human. We have a right to these feelings. You know how I feel about having feelings. I am so against those who say you can't have a thought or a feeling or else you're a piece of shit. Pardon my language, but it's ridiculous. But what the problem is, number one, as if you've ever listened to me, the emotions are okay, but don't dwell on them, number one. But more importantly, number two, if I can have an emotion, I can, but I will not flick my energy onto someone with my emotions. I will keep my emotions to myself. I will curb myself. I will keep my own nose clean. How do I do that? If I get to the point where I'm very angry, I try to transmute that energy. I channel that energy. I write, or I draw, or I sing, and I say consciously, I am sorry for putting that out to the universe, or actually towards someone where I don't intend to, and you don't either. I'm sure you don't. But somebody could annoy you that much, and you can go, that piece of a he should get for 3 days, Like, we get that way sometimes. We can. Everybody can. But we are creating and adding to this huge thing of, negativity and fear and anger and all that. So let's just please curb our emotions. It's not about not having them. It's about where are we putting them, thinking about where they end up. A shaman told me about this really cool thing, and that was to to plant a parsley, and the parsley grows quickly, more quickly than most things, so that's why it's really good to use this as an example. So put it in a pot, and everywhere you go, carry it around. If you're talking on the phone and you're saying your stuff, and this one is an idiot, and I whatever, you're holding your parsley. You go to the store, you're in your car, and you're having road rage, whatever, you've got your parsley with you, and so for 1 week you do this, and at the end of the week, what did you feed this parsley all week? So the idea is after that week you eat the parsley. You get it now? Because what you're putting out, you are ingesting. And that's a really good lesson in how that works, There's a lot of people that point fingers at everybody, and this one is terrible. And I don't like that she didn't serve wine with the dinner yesterday. And how dare she smile when somebody's dying in the corner, These are also darts and daggers, and it's just like, be what it is that we want to see in this world. It's one of those cliche things to say, but it's awfully true, especially now. Be responsible for your part in this, because we all have a part, okay? It's okay. We all have bad days. We all have thoughts and feelings. My point is, please just be mindful. It's not a hard thing to transmute. You don't have to do anything fancy. If you feel that you put something out there that you didn't want to do, that you didn't want to add to the collective conscious, very simple, I could suggest that you do the Hawaiian forgiveness ritual. And it's like 4 lines. It's, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I thank you. And I love you. Very, very powerful. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I thank you. And I love you. And I do love you. With all that being said, I thank you so much for watching and for humoring my commentary, my opinions, my thoughts, my feelings. And, you know, you absolutely are a beautiful, unbelievably powerful, shining, bright light inside your soul, inside yourself. You take a moment and you wipe away your mind, erase the body. What's left is that glowing, beautiful, sometimes fiery, star-like beings. Feel that and know that that's who you truly are, no matter what. And be that walking star on earth, guys. Be that walking star. I love you. Like I said, I will see you soon in the coming days or weeks. You know I'm busy, but you know I love you. I will be back on and doing some really neat stuff. Some ceremonies and some other things that I don't quite have the spirit knowledge yet to do. I go by spirit, and that's what I mean. It's like what spirit kind of moves me to do is what I do, and I've already got this small little wave coming over me that I want to share something with you. So long story short and short story long, for me of always I will be back soon with some really neat stuff in the coming days and weeks. Okay? And until next time, take good care of yourselves. Bye now.